All right, guys, welcome back to Bwoyatingz podcast. This is episode number 2 in season number 6. I still can't believe that we're at season 6. And so last week, I premiered the first episode of season 6 with Nino and Shanzi. Social media influencers, they're promoters, business owners, entrepreneurs in their own right. And, so we spoke about their newly engaged. We spoke about their journey to getting married. They spoke about details about their marriage, their upcoming wedding. And, so if it is that you've not watched that, you can just click the link, watch the first episode. But for this one, we're going to be talking to Jahvy Morrison. We all know him as Jahvy, or even Jahvy Ambassador, as Alkaline would say, yo, Jahvy. So he has worked with Jamil, Mavado, 450. He's worked with Cranium, he's worked with Bugle, but we mostly know him for his work that he has done with Alkaline, right? So we're going to talk to him. We're going to talk about his career, his journey in his career. We're going to also be talking about the obstacles that he was faced with. Yeah, how did he overcome all those obstacles? Talk about the state of dancehall as well. Him feel like Alkaline is in the top 5 greatest dancehall acts of today. Right, and then he made a tweet that went very viral when him said, yo, woman forget money. And we'll see him actually put the money where him out there because a woman commented on that post and him sent her $1,000 quick and fast. So, Jahvy is my guest for episode number 2 of Bwoyatingz podcast with Kareem Bwoyatingz. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the entire episode. Remember, click the link to subscribe, like, and comment. Remember, comment below with some of the people that you would like to see on this season or some of the topics that you'd love to hear me discuss. All right? All right, so as I've said in the intro, so I have here Jahvy Morrison, also known as Jahvy. Yeah, man. See, yeah, man, as a reach one. Yeah, man. You understand? So Jahvy, or Jahvy Ambassador, Billboard producer. I'm actually make sure someone say that. You're a music composer. You've worked with many people. And I've said it in the intro that you've worked with Bugle, you've worked with Mavado, 450, Cranium.
Yes.
There's so many people, but then we mostly know you for your works, not just work, plural here, your works with Alkaline, which you've produced like most of the best of his work with him. So, welcome on the show, sir. I do appreciate you for being here. Yeah. So I have a lot of things to talk about. I talk about you. I talk about your musical journey. I talk about the things and the state of the dancehall and the people them in the dancehall right now. And then your viral tweet I'm say make man forget woman money.
Yeah, man, you forget money.
Well, I don't have the money to get nobody. So I'm telling you that for now, right? So I kind of get into it. So you were raised in Linstead.
Yeah.
You were born there?
Hometown, yeah.
All right. So you're born and raised in Linstead, and you went to Charlemont High.
Yeah.
But then you were self-taught as a producer?
Yeah,
in your
basically.
Former years?
Yeah. Before I went
to Edna,
man.
Yeah.
So I studied, I majored in music education and performing arts as a piano major.
Right.
But it wasn't necessarily about being a music producer at the time. It was just solely about being a musician. The aim was really to teach music at the time. Then you don't know financial restraints with that, fall out of college, and I just felt like I just had to be in the environment of music, so that's why I ended up being a music producer.
So what does a self-taught producer does? Like how did you even get up and say, yo, I'm gonna teach myself how to compose music? Like what does that entail, really and truly?
I think the basic concepts were always there from being a musician. It's kind of self-explanatory in terms of you play something and you kind of just layer it, so I just felt like it was second nature, to be honest.
So basically you don't open your computer or whatever device, because I don't really know how musical
it was really
producing
that
go.
for real.
Yeah.
It was
and you just
really
play around with it until you get it.
And it was just fooling around with it.
But then how long it really like resonated in your mind that, yo, I really have a knack or a talent for producing music and really know what I do? At what age?
Maybe from 9, 10, in terms of being back home with my father. My father was a musician, so, I always enjoyed seeing him play music, and he taught us, me and my younger brothers, he really taught us how to play music, so I kind of just had the love for it from then.
And then, so you transitioned from Charlemont, but explain who was Jahvy in high school, because you weren't a Billboard producer yet, right? So then, I look at you in Linstead, your high school journey though, like how was that? You were quiet?
Yeah, pretty much. So I wasn't even really doing music a lot until the later parts of high school. Yeah. I always wanted to do the sciences, so most of my high school journey was about doing the sciences. It was about doing labs and stuff like that. And then the later half of high school now, you know, I kind of just started to get involved with music more seriously, and that is where I kind of just thought about doing it on a professional level.
You stated in an interview that your music teacher did kind of assist in molding your musical craft.
Yeah, Mr. Powell.
So then he saw your talent from then?
Yeah, from them time there. He was like the head of music them time there. So he was kind of the go-to person if you wanted to be a musician in high school. So, you know, I loved it. That was it for me, to be honest. I just really love music. So.
And then, so you left Charlie Mount High. You went to Edna Manley. How long you stayed there for?
Maybe 2 years. So, enrolled, but I was always there.
So you were actually enrolled for 2 years.
Yeah.
But then financial constraint restraint you from finishing. Right? But 2 years, you would have gotten a lot of knowledge within that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for music, when you love it, you kind of engage yourself in it, to be honest. It's not really a classroom thing where, for Edna Manley was a thing where everybody kind of just wanted to play music. Because you would get to understand that most of the persons that were going to the school kind of loved it. So it wasn't about the book where, you know, it was really about trying to be the best piano player, the best drummer, the best guitarist, or trying to maybe get recognized by an artist for go up on tour and stuff like that. So that was really it in college.
And then, so your big break into the music industry, you said that you were reaching out to a lot of producers, artists, whatever the case is. And I kind of want to touch on that, right? Because I've always been saying to people that if you don't try, you're not going to know. Yeah. And a lot of persons are more afraid of hearing no. So them not really push for them dreams. But you were living in people's messages, telling them that you wanted to work.
I want to say enough time I go back through and see enough of the whole message and kind of laugh, you know. But it was just a part of it was a part of the journey and a part of the dream, you know. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. If I have to do it all over again, it would have been the same thing. Because you've learned so much over the years with the disappointments, just kind of how to deal with people, how to communicate, and kind of just what to do and what to say and where to be, you know.
That is so true.
It's really just life, to be honest.
And then you work with Bugle for your first big
first commercial release. Strange story.
But then you said that you were trying to get in contact with him, something like that, or you've worked with producers that worked with him.
I've always seen him at studios,
right?
You know, but I was one day out of frustration, I was walking to somebody's place, you know, and I was humming something in my head, just based on the frustration what I was going through, and it was not every day I feel like my best. That was how I felt. You see me? And it was just, I saw him. He was driving, and it was just surreal. It was just bizarre as to how I was saying to myself, you know, if Bugle did sing this to that bad. You see me? I can remember too, one of them, it was a couple years ago, I did have some woman problem did involve in it, to be honest with you. I think that line did mention, I have something about a girl. If you can pull up the lyrics, it did have something about a girl. I say something about some girl in it, like, you know? So it was it really and truly was what I was going through at the time. Not every day I feel like my best. Sometimes I feel like child artist, feel more I give up on my girl more I left. Yeah, that was the line.
So then, you write music as well then? You're a writer?
Yeah, I've written for quite a number of dancehall artists.
Known dancehall artists?
Yeah.
Were you credited on those tracks?
Yeah, but I don't really like mentioning it. You know?
All right. So then you work with Bugle, but I can't imagine now. So out of frustrations, you go through life, your financial problems and everything, and then bam, this person just happened to be driving.
That was the most bizarre part of it. Because I was saying, I've seen him at studios before. I've done work, seen him at studios and play like stuff and rhythms and stuff like that. So I was walking and I was saying, you know, if Bugle voiced that something bad, but I wasn't thinking about introducing the idea to him at all.
And then you just see him.
And then I just saw him. Cause apparently he had washed this car near the car wash, near the yard. I said to him, say, yo, I want to say, I just did I write something a while ago and it sounded like you. And he must say, mommy hear it. Yeah. And I said the few lines to him and he must say, yo, just done it up, man, and link me, but me never think him serious.
And I'm just like, ask you. Because I know enough time people say, yeah, man, we can't work together, man.
I was about 17 maybe at the time.
Yeah.
You see me? So, but me go home and done the song quick. I link one of my brethren and make the rhythm and demo it and send it to him, and he loved the project, and we just kind of just work together from there and put it out.
So then you were now a known producer, because I mean Bugle at that time, he had a great stretch or a great run. So, you know, people started to pay attention to you then?
I wouldn't say it started to pay attention, but it was a great break in the industry for me in terms of now I had I was almost starting to build my resume. You know?
Right,
so I could reach out to other artists and say, yo, you know, I was the person that did this, or this is a body of work that I'm able to put together. So that was really it.
And then there are some artists, right, that work with some producer that we can say they've done great work together. You and Alkaline.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely have to be in the top 3 of producer artist rate in terms of success rate. So you said that you reached out to Alkaline's team overwhelming amount of time, right? And the man just reached out to you one day.
Yeah. Another bizarre story, you know, because as I said, my work ethic has always been, no, dropping out of college, I had something to prove, especially to my parents. You know, I felt like I needed to show my parents that I was able to still maintain what I said I wanted to accomplish without being a college student. So that was it for me. You know, it was reaching out to artists consistently and just trying to see if I could find a door that I would just open that door there and just, you know. So reaching out to Alkaline repeatedly over and 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 over again for years. You know, and I can remember my bill I read him. So my day home and my bill I read him from my laptop. Zane, and I say, oh, the reading bad. And then I did have some other reading where I did bill from maybe like the week before or something like that. But it was, at the time, it was the Mile of, Alkaline did a song for me called Mile of.
In 2017.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I build the reading and I say, yo, that reading I sound like the maddest thing ever could have been alive. Like me I say, yo, this have to be the wickedest thing ever. Like this are it in terms of, that's how it felt to me. And I mean, all I'm reading them kind of feel that way they still. But at that time, I say, oh, this was it. And I can remember after making the reading, I reach out to him team again. But personally, I don't know if that was the rhythm will make him call me. Because there were some other rhythms there, because I've been a send rhythm over and over again. And then I can remember one night I was heading home from the studio. Man, I don't know, strangely, him just called me, and the rest is just kind of history from this one.
The My Love song, for a lot of us might not have known that track, but that was the first track that you guys worked together. And he also said in an interview that Alkaline is a perfectionist, that the man can take hours just to fix one digga line.
Yeah, I've seen it numerous times. That's kind of just how him work. He always will come back at the studio and just finish something. You know?
But as a producer though, like, you're not thinking him, clearly I'm gonna say to the artist, we say, boy, Jono, like the line is already good, the song already good, brother, but you take hours for change one line that the song is already perfect. You know, that ever crossed your mind before?
But the funny thing with Alkaline is like you hear it and it sound perfect and feel like you want to just say it perfect, and then when forward back, kind of just mind blowing. It's just mad, just wicked at it. So over time you kind of just understand.
Just understand
him. Him know when what to say, you don't really have to always mention anything.
So when he released that album, was what, 2016?
Yeah, that was
the first album.
Yeah.
Right? But you weren't a part of that.
But I remember reaching out them time there.
Yeah.
You know? And I think them time the management team would have said, yo, you know, young man, work.
You know, young man, you understand, we're working on something. This is not your time now, sir. Yeah. But then, so 2016, he was on one of his peaks in his career. To work with you after that peak, you never say, yo, like, him literally trust me to want to work with me after dominating a whole year of music.
I feel like, and his peak is always there, but I just felt like that was important to me. At the time, I reflect to myself and I say, yo, I am a new producer now. See, I'm gonna be humble about it. I am a new producer at the time, and this artist is a accomplished artist, and him literally I run the place. Facts. See, I run the place. So for him, for say, yo, him I go put him trust at that point in his career in a new producer now. Remember, the experience is different from I've had rhythms on my bill for artists long before that. But in terms of my experience as being a music producer, you know, that was fresh. So for him, put him trust at that time to say, yo, you know, new producer, I could boss him and give him a chance and rate it. I felt like that was real for me.
Yeah.
You know?
But after My Love in 2017, what was the next song that you guys worked on together? Mirage.
Yeah.
Which I think was one of the best songs that you have ever done too, right?
Yeah.
Did you expect the success of that song any at all?
Yeah.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah.
So when you're done play it and everything, you were saying to yourself that this is the one?
No, I felt like it's just based on how he strategized his career. I just felt like that would have been a song that would have been big. It's just based off of everything that happened the year before and then the time and the song, you know. So I just kind of knew that it would have been a big one. And then him said my dog Javi produced the one there. So it was a different kind of thing.
Man. Yeah, man. Yeah. And then people started to recognize it even more from that collaboration.
That was the moment, like, that was the moment, like, you could have definitely said, no, people start tapping to the producer-artist thing now. Because I felt like the tagline was something different. People probably wonder why him said that.
Yep. And who is this Jahvy or whatever?
Who is this Jahvy?
Or where the loyalty come from. Right. Yeah. And then, so you met into an accident. So come back to Alkaline. So you met into an accident 3 years ago. Was it 3 years? 2019, yeah, man, 3 years ago. And it was a pretty bad accident.
Yeah, very bad.
And it was all over the news too.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, it was like, you know, dancehall producer, Jahvy met in an accident, all that. But you said that Alkaline helped you to come out of the mental thing that was going on after the accident. What exactly, or how exactly did it help?
It was a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, kind of reach out after the accident, and he was just saying basically, you know, don't really give nobody nothing for talk, say, you don't. I feel like the team has always been under scrutiny.
Yeah.
Whenever you're around Alkaline, people kind of try, you know, to hit you when they're down if you go through a bad moment. So I felt like his encouragement was just, yo, just keep going, man, and bust them head, man, and just do some work. And you must say, yo, you're a music producer, so do it through music. You don't have no other way to do it. You can't go on social media, it's not a social media vlogger.
Yeah, you're not a social media influencer, basically. Yeah, you're a producer. Yeah.
How you going to express. Yeah. And I just, you know, endure the pain and build the rhythm and send it to him. And trust me, it's an amazing project. From them, we're going like 3 years now. And it still feel like, you know?
Yeah. You've stated also that working with Mavado, you can play a beat for him and him can find something within a minute.
You know, I have a friend named Ravel.
Yeah.
Him tell me about it one time. Like, he must say, yo, because he works with Mavado.
Yeah.
You see me? And it's like he would have said to me, say, yo, don't worry yourself, man. As they just play a rhythm, Vada and them and they find song in a seconds. But I really and truly, me feel like he may have taught me.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a young producer and some of the experience, I say, oh, yeah, man, in time, I say, yo, him just want me shut up. Stop bother about the rhythm. But really and truly, since meeting Mavado, that really has been it. You play a rhythm and him just instant.
But people always say Mavado don't write him lyrics though.
Yeah, bro, I see it happening in
because
real
you've seen
life.
it, right?
Yeah, so even with the rhythm, the same rhythm live, like, I literally see him leave the studio.
Yeah.
And it's like me, I said to him, you know, say, yo, Vado, I have something on your ear. You see me? And he must say, all right, play it. But he was leaving the studio. You see me? And him say, all right, play it. I'm going to play it. And him just sit down back and just pen the song. Like, him just go back in the booth and him just put on a few lines and say, yeah, man, I eat that, man. May I finish it up?
Yeah.
And trust me, I've never seen that before, really and truly.
So then you have a perfectionist like Alkaline that will correct it until he thinks that it is best. You work with a Mavado can literally just find a melody to a beat within a minute.
I think Alkaline probably have the same magic, but Alkaline will come to the studio with it. So maybe when him there home or when him driving him car, him do it instantly. You see me? But I wouldn't see that part of it. It would have just be like when he was in Jamaica, he would have said, yo, man, come around at the studio, come. And then he would have just forward at the studio and just
And the song
vibe.
ready and everything.
Yeah, but I see him go Magic couple times well still.
Then Jamil no. So even though it is sort of similar in Mavado's Sing J style, but Jamil, how did the Jamil thing even happen in the first place?
I think that was the same link in being around Movado at the time, so I don't know. That probably just come together like that.
Okay. I'm going to kind of move away from music, just have little tips. So you are an ambassador for Western Sports?
Was
an ambassador.
Yeah,
but how did that even happen though? Because you're a producer. All right. Well, sneakers.
Yeah, I remember the marketing manager, I'm saying kind of just like my sneaker style, just like my attire. So, they felt like I was the person that they wanted to represent the brand at the time. So they were doing a sneakers campaign and some whole heap of stuff. I think it was in 2019 or something like that.
And then Jaguar was last year. But how, music producer to then a sneaker collaboration to know Kiar. I understand it, it all ties into the brand, but Uptown enough producer. but Uptown definitely like you. But then how the Jaguar thing how you even get for land a deal with Jaguar? Like there are many producers and artists in Jamaica. Like how did that even happen in the first place?
I think it was a partnership to do the advertisement at the FPS. Somebody from the team kind of just reached out to me and they just felt like I would have been fitting to do the partnership. A conversation with the lady there, she was saying that she just did her research and everybody she talked to in the upper echelon kind of thing.
The Uptown money that nice enough. Uptown money nice.
A good youth,
Yeah. All right. So, but then clearly no, you're more than just a producer because you're also doing lifestyle things and corporate collaborations. Do you think that it is your personality and what exactly is it? Because a lot of producers are mostly in the background. Yeah, but you have a social media presence, like people know you outside of just being a producer. Like what contributes to all of that?
The girl them do that. To be honest, it's not even really. I think I just have a fan base, a supporters that just love me. And it really is just natural. Putting on the clothes and sometimes going on live and just frolicking and just making beats and corresponding with
the people them they love that.
Yeah, people, it's not a plan or it's not even marketing. It's just
it's authentic self.
Love,
All right. So for me, one of the best albums of 2021 was Top Prize.
Definitely.
Nobody else wants to say. Anybody know me say I'm an Alkaline fan for a long time. Yeah. So we're going to move to that album. When that album was being composed, did you know that you were going to have 2 songs on it? Like, did they tell you what the plan, what the idea was?
No.
You say just submit your beats and you submit something.
Yeah, it wasn't even submitting of that nature. It was just, with Alkaline, always putting in work. So, for me, if I leave this interview now, is going to the studio for Bill Redeem, isn't it? And he's waking up tomorrow morning and thinking about how I can exceed the one on my bill last night. And then the following day is thinking about how I could I exceed the last 2. So for me, it's always been that in terms of the work ethic. So I've always just been the type of artist to just send him beats. So I would send him a beat today, tomorrow, yesterday. I send him one. So that but then always have them.
But then those 2 songs are more than just sending a beat, because those 2 songs were in the top of last year. It was Ocean Waves and what was the next one?
And Hostage.
And Hostage, right. And a lot of people kind of felt like those tracks, no discredit to anybody else that worked on the album, but those 2 tracks were the standout tracks on the album, and that also was sort of like a comeback. I don't know what I meant a comeback, but people were just saying it's sort of like a comeback to show that him not lost it. Why those 2 tracks? Why those 2 songs? What was the selection process like? Like, if they just choose them and just say, them 2 you may around with?
I really and truly, behind the scenes, I don't know how that part went with him. I just know that people give us the highlight because of the chemistry and the history of making it together. And the songs really sound good. I love all of the songs on the album. More Life is one of my favorite, and Twerk, and I think is exceptional too.
Facts.
So I just feel like people kind of just there is this. The Yo Javi murder time and is Yo my dog Javi.
I think that is it. Yeah, man. I just a tagline, the man. Because when they hear Yo Javi, you just know say Yo. I don't know.
Murder time, man.
Yeah, man. Believe it. Then Was that one of the best albums of last year? Would you say?
It was the album of last year.
So it was the best album of last year.
I don't remember that album of last year. I swear to you.
Can I throw out a name to him? Miss PR person, can I? No. What about?
No.
All right.
What you need?
So, based on the best album of last year. All right, then fine. I'm gonna do it. One of the best rhythms of recent times and what people kind of they want to see, and you know, is a lot of different like artists on a one particular rhythm, because that's what we're kind of used to it. You know, 2020, you had the Soul Survivor rhythm.
Yeah.
No, let me just make sure I get it right. So Girl Policy, which is I think top 3 Cranium songs.
Wicked.
Right, 450 was on it.
No, not that.
No, so 450 was not on that thing. Okay. Mavado was on that.
Yeah.
With what? Life.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamil was on it.
Yeah.
Alkaline was on it.
Ocean Wave. Yeah.
No, all those songs were literally every party you go anywhere at all. Those songs that I play.
Till now.
You did think so, yo, that rhythm that would have been that successful though? Be honest. But no, say you work good enough, but did you really think that when you make it, you're gonna say, yo, this is going to conquer dancehall from 2020 to 2022? 2 years that you know?
Yeah, for real.
That is craziness.
No. Yeah, because the individual success at each song, I probably couldn't predict that.
Yeah.
You know, like
Every song
for example, the Cranium deal, I never predicted that would have been something.
Right.
You see me? And then Ocean Waves making it on the Alkaline's album even a year after.
A year after, yeah.
You see me? So that was even impressive for no say, yo, he would have thought it was such a powerful song for reselect it for him album. So at first I knew that it was a really good project in terms of the composition. When I made the beat, I fell in love with it. And I used to just play it in my car all the time and just listen to it even before I had songs. You know? But when I put out the work, I just put it out to the best of my ability. I spent a lot of time with the marketing of it. If a lot of people can remember, I did a recap at the night of the accident and the story behind the accident. And just what it meant to me, you know, even the artwork, you know, I spent a lot of time trying to put the artwork together with the
I know it's historic. That was a historical moment.
Whole heap of things, so you know, really proud of what it has.
But Cranium, he's a friend of the show. Big up yourself, Cranium. Yeah. So Cranium has been on my show, and I know how talented Cranium is. Yeah. Cranium is a singer, and Cranium was literally singing over any beat or the game on the radio show. I mean, I say, yo, that man in the normal, right?
Tough, man.
But then working with Cranium though, right? As a different type of artist than Alkaline, how was that?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good vibe. It's always, I mean, him a singer, so when him fathers, him just a singer.
Yeah, he's a talented youth, man.
Yeah.
So then we've spoken about Mirage, Hostage, Ocean Waves.
Yeah.
What other song that you worked with Alkaline that stood out to you in terms of the reception of the people?
Been so much. I don't even remember all of them.
Yeah. How many songs did you basically put out already though? About 20, yeah?
No.
No? 15?
Probably. I don't know. I probably I forgot. Yeah, but we just saw a couple of them. A couple of things, man.
Also, you were kind of instrumental in in a lot of these his beefs, right? Yeah. That he had in the past. And here, yo, Javi was gonna murder them and then something. You understand? It's not a personal thing. Is it a personal thing in terms of
what murder mean? When you murder something happen to you?
Well, lyrically, are the people them dead? Yeah?
Yeah, so you know, dead people out there.
Yeah, but then what I'm gonna ask you now is so as a producer, right? And Alkaline has been a tremendous impact in your career.
Yeah,
now, your loyalty would have been to Alkaline.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Definitely.
So the beef, you see a PR person every time I look over there, just take public shots. Don't ask him that. But your beef, are you involved in those as well? Like
in terms of,
can you or will you work with those persons that he has had beef with in the past?
No, man, a loyalty I deal with. I think a different thing you got.
No,
you could ask me that straightforward, brother. Is it me?
So no, loyalty.
It's not straight to Alkaline. Is about family.
Right.
Zine, if somebody hurt your mother,
right.
Zine, I'm gonna give you a scenario. There's a cook shop in another lane, in the community. Is me and your mother go there for buy food one day. and somebody disrespect her, you are go back there to buy food.
Definitely not.
That's it's
Definitely
self-explanatory.
not.
So we don't need to go in a politics about artists, this and that. For me, it's just a family thing.
Yeah.
You see me? And before the big break, he was the artist who kind of reach out to me and say, yo, you know, I'm going to put you to the world. So for me, it's family. You know?
The track, the album, you are now a Billboard producer and we see the plaque and everything. Like, what exactly was the plaque for? For my viewers who are watching who don't know, what is the plaque for? Yeah, man. Tell what the plaque is for.
Yeah, man, it was.
So the album went on Billboard.
Yeah. So it peaked at number 2.
Right.
So it was accredited for that.
So then, did Billboard contacted your team and say we're going to send a plaque, or you didn't know you get the plaque before you get the plaque?
Karina, because Karina is his manager.
Yeah.
So she would have known what that information is. You know, she just reached out to me and tell me, say, yo, you know, your plaque reach, and she make me.
So then you get the plaque in your house. Which part of the house the plaque? Because if me to get a plaque like that, me I walk around with the plaque everywhere. Yeah. You understand? If my podcast gets a plaque, just know that you for the plaque there.
There was that point.
Yeah. I want to see this. Please and thank you. So we can make the people them know something for double. Something this. All right, so it's presented to Jahvy Morrison to commemorate the number 2 position for Alkaline Top Prize Ocean Wave hostage on the Billboard Reggae chart the week of May 29th, 2021. Listen. So yesterday's price is not today's price.
Cheers.
So like a promoter can just I'm a promoter. Like artist can call it and say, boy, you know, I only have $10 and I say work. You understand? The man is a Billboard producer. Put respect for him name. You understand what I say? And I saw this thing work around here. You understand? Yeah, man. But congrats for that though.
Yeah, man. No respect.
Like a youth from Linksted. And you know, you're here. Like, did you even imagine that you would have been a name, a legendary name in the business? No matter what camp you're coming from, viewers them, you have to put respect on people's talent, right? Yeah. So would you even think that you would have been here, a Billboard producer?
No, not really.
No.
In terms of, in the true sense of it, no, but I've always aspired to do, you know, great things. So I never know what the individual successes were going to be. I just know that I wanted to do great things, you know?
Right now, top of your head, give me the top 3 dancehall artists who are running the game currently.
Boy, long time no listen.
Yeah, that's fine.
Still. Alkaline.
All right. There's been a lot of conversations surrounding his talents, right? People know him talented, yes, but in terms of longevity, and when you're talking about, like, say, a top 5 list, a lot of people want to discredit him and not put him in their top 5. Do you think that Alkaline for our generation is a legend?
Yeah, living legend.
Do you think that Alkaline is one of the best dancehall artists that has ever come out of Jamaica?
Best.
The
Alkaline.
best.
Yeah, man, I G that, man. In real life.
Okay. Do you think lyrically he's the best?
Best.
Do you think his demeanor and he's not relatable to people? Is that the reason why people
can't? You have to ask him about him personally. You can ask me.
Give me Alkaline top 3 songs that, even if you have not worked on them, tell me the top 3 songs for you that Alkaline has ever released.
I have a song named Make It You Know.
Make It You Know,
I love that. Mirage.
Yes.
So much. You know?
So Ocean Waves wouldn't be a part of that?
Yeah, Ocean Waves.
Definitely, don't it?
Yeah.
Alkaline is a better like girl song artist, or a better inspirational song artist, or just lifestyle artist? If you have to pick one genre or one type of music, which one would you say that he's better at? Just based on your preference, not about what everybody else said. Just your preference.
He's just a genius.
We'll see that. All right. So you don't want to answer the question about Warren Dancehall. Well, they did answer the question. It's Alkaline. Are you guys working on music right now?
Always.
Is there anything that we can look out for?
Always.
Is there any other artists that you're working with? Well, I know 450, you can take him under your wings. Yeah. You're dealing like solely with him.
Yeah, I'm his manager.
Okay, so his manager. So 450 is up on. I'll tell you the truth. So I've heard 450 songs before, and it wasn't until I was doing my research to have you on the show, I didn't really know him, right?
Yeah.
But we know the music. We've heard his songs, a very talented youth. Are you looking to taking up any younger acts as well under your arms, under your wings? Or not right now?
No, I've always said, for me, when you're involved in music, there's a lot of artists always there on it. For me, it just kind of boils down to the right chemistry and the right move. Sometimes as a business person, isn't me? So people reach out to me every day. I will listen, isn't me? And some of them I will save them, go back to them and say, oh, you know, him have a son, you know, she have a son.
Right.
And we can get back to it. So the process is kind of like that for me. Whenever it makes sense, we just move.
Speaking of Sheed, would you work with any female artists?
I've worked with female artists before. Aishana. What do you
And what song was that?
What?
Yeah.
I've done quite a few projects with her. I've written for her too.
Okay, nice. What's next for Jahvy though? Are you working with anybody right now that you can tell us right here upon this show as a Bwoyatingz exclusive that you're working with this artist outside of Jamil, Bugle, Mavado, Alkaline, of course, 450? Is there anybody else that you're working with right now that
give them a surprise?
All right, surprise it is. What is next for you personally? So I'm saying make the tweet about man forget woman money. I sitting here on the show, I don't have the money to give no woman, sir. So, I'm not $1,000 for giving a woman. I'm going to put up the tweet on the screen, by the way, right? So, if you're watching and you don't know what I'm talking about, so he made a tweet and then say, man forget woman money, yeah? So, somebody responded and she said something. Like, okay, prove it or whatever. Right. And they ask her for WhatsApp, Zelle, whatever, and she send it the account.
Sometimes you don't have too much time for you know.
But then you send her $1,000. So you could have just sent her a little bills. Yeah, make it hard for you to out here in the streets today. But come and have $1,000 for anybody.
Iglis can cause that, man.
But then, what about the men who are saying that we just not have it forgive? Them willing to forgive it, but them not have it. Them must stay single.
It's not a man. You know, give money for being in a relationship.
Right. But women deserve things.
Yeah, but in the sense, I mean, if then again, just kind of just stay which part it makes sense for you, you know?
What about if you're going out on a date? And for those who are watching, Javi, he will be on my radio show this Tuesday, Bwoyatingz After Dark on New Start 93 FM. And we're going to kind of talk, more in depth about this. But what about? So last night, I was telling somebody on the radio show that I saw this girl on Instagram, Zine. I mean, I talked to one of my friends, and I said to my friend, yo, I go DM her and invite her on a date. My friend say, yo, no, because if you DM them girl, she go want her ear for do, she go say your nails for do, makeup plus bring her out on a date. You think a first date with a woman, you must have paid for all them something there? Like, you don't know her, you maybe see her, you like her, you say, yo, I invite you out on a date, and she message you and say, well, my hair needs to be done, my nails needs to be done. Bam.
Yeah. But you interested in her or she interested in her?
Me interested in her. So me and DM her.
Pay for it, man. And you interested in the girl never say she want to go with you.
Brother. What kind of man this?
Nah,
Jahvy. Brother. No. But then why you can't just forward for the date? Just come on the date. I'll be paying for the date.
But she never said she interested in it.
So I must pay for her ear.
Yeah, but if she vocalize and say, kind of that is what we want for. I remember it was kind of like an audition. No.
So you never have the ear before? So you even tell me, say, the whole of your big ears,
but
you never have the ear? Can't just two and pay your head, brother?
We know one thing, isn't me?
So the first date, you'll be paying for all of that.
I'm not say, I have to pay for it.
But you would do it?
I don't have no problem.
All right. Do you think that a man's supposed to finance a woman 100%?
I mean, not necessarily, no. I mean, I don't think a woman wants you to finance her 100%. I just feel that.
We're going to talk about this for the radio show then.
No, I don't think it's this 100%. A different thing.
My friend came on the show. Her name is Luna. Luna big up herself too. She's an artist. And Luna said, man, supposed to be financially responsible 100%. For a woman. All right? And so Luna is an artist. And she was with Andrew Blocks, right? And she said the man's supposed to finance her. Yeah, right, true. So I brought this topic on the radio show, and a lot of women they call in and them said, of course they want a man for mind them, right, true. Them not even want for work. If the man have it, then yeah, why not? Why them going to spend for them own money?
I mean,
and you not believe in that?
No, I've never really met women that would say 100%. You know.
What if you meet her and you want to tell her, say, yo, she don't want for work? Like, I'll assist you, you know.
It depends. It depends on the contribution. Suppose she is an essential contribution she'll make to your life without being a brain. Because you know, as man we slight.
Yeah, well, my brain fully active, you know, man. You know,
so
why you
suppose she's just that type of girl.
You know why you do that? You have to contribute something. So me can leave us so, and you leave us so.
But you do have women.
Yes.
That for me personally, mentally can just keep you focused.
That me know.
Without the extra thing and the thing. So sometimes I just being honest. Sometimes you will meet a girl and you're the hustler. And you go through the rough and you go through the streets and you have the damage. And that is your peace when you're forward though.
Right.
She is just that person that mentally just keeps you
that's
sane.
Understandable, yeah.
So you know, so you can take on the hustle tomorrow because she'll go govern your mental space. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with taking care of a woman like that. That's why I say it just depends on the contribution that she's bringing to your life or the table. As most people would have said, if it's not a girl that is contributing nothing at all, then even as a business person, that don't make no sense. If you want to look at it from a business perspective.
Go on in a Jahvy DM and come out of my own here. So you said, all I want to know I DM me, I'm not have it for good, no? Jahvy have it. You see? And I have not $1,000 for getting about it. So Jahvy have it. If PR say, listen, no, him don't have it for good, no. But go on in a DM because I'm not pay for you for coming on a first date and I'm going to pay for all of that. I'm not doing that.
If it makes sense. If it's a girl, but bro, if it's a girl and you interested in her,
he will say,
she has said to you, like a simple scenario, she has said to you, well, you know, this weekend I never really have no plans for go out.
Yes.
You see me?
Fine.
And she has said, all right.
So would come out.
We could do something, but you don't know.
But then if you even tell me, say, pay for my makeup artist then that is something that is last minute. But you must have ear in your yard. Every girl must have ear. As a dolly, you have ear in your yard, might be. So here we go on.
That's true.
So if you come to me and say to me, say, yo.
You don't have ear.
Yeah, man, if you have ear in your yard, man, at least every hot girl, you must have 1 week put on your yard. So if you even come and say, yo, short week, I don't have it, but here we go on. I would love for you to pay for my makeup. I never plan for go out. And you want to bring me out, give me makeup, pay for the dinner, fine. Can't want to say, your grandmother did, must help you pay for the setup, put on your ear, your nails. Your grandmother not come for the date with me.
Real talk. No, entertain.
All right. So, once again, Javi will be on the radio show this Tuesday. Is there anything that you want to let us know before you go, sir?
No, just stay tuned. More music.
And just go on. And if it is that like a young producer wants to work with you or advice, like, can they DM you, reach out to you?
Yeah.
If any young artist want to work with you.
Lila at the city.
Well, I say Lila at the city.
Pressure.
If you want to reach the Jahvy, Lila at the city it is. Let us know your social media handles quickly.
Jahvy Ambassador.
Jahvy Ambassador
almost
everywhere.
Everything. Yeah.
No, your Twitter now. The day, always even they get people. I'm telling you this. So I'm hosting a space. Yeah? I'm going to say Jahvy forward in the space. And we were talking about music right after one Bwoyatingz show too. So I talk about music. I'm going to say Jahvy coming in the space. Bear in mind, we never follow each other. So everybody know I say, yo, Kareem, Jahvy there, no? Jahvy. The man requested a mic. Yeah? But him forward up as a speaker, he wasn't saying anything. So I said,
because we never know. It was that new.
He never even didn't know what it was. And the man kept on coming up. Exactly, but he keep on. I come out of the space, I'm going to keep on and kick him out. Because I say, clearly, him not aware, say, he microphone
I was in the studio at the time.
Yeah. I know all of your business either talking at the studio, and say, yo, Jano, but let me tell you about Fate though. You see? That same interaction, this is the reason he's on the show.
Yeah,
because at the same time, 20 minutes after him actually realizing in the space, I'm like, bro, when you fall upon the show. Yeah, so, I really do appreciate it. Yeah, and, Tuesday, so once again, it's Jahvy Ambassador. Yes.
Jahvy.
Yeah.
Ambassador.
And that is his name on Twitter and Instagram. Big up yourself, sir. Respect for passing through. Lila, big up yourself as well. Thank you for making it happen. I do appreciate you. Vendetta Way. Oh, the New Rules concert. Is that coming anytime soon?
March the 27th.
Really?
In Florida.
So they're not bringing back to Jamaica? The place at home back,
Link him.
I'm gonna link Alka. No, but the place at home back, brother.
Yeah, I say link him.
Yeah.
Link him, man. I say, yo. Yeah.
Well, I did hear something about that still, but that's one day if you're going to tell me about it on the camera. But
it must have go forward back.
Well, I've heard that it was coming back.
Yeah, man. But it was supposed to happen, I think, at 2020.
Yeah.
And then, you don't know, COVID forward, and then we kind of just have to make some different plans.
That sound good. Once again, big up, sir.
Yeah, man.
Thank you
March
so much for
27,
passing
New
through.
Rules,
Remember, March
Miami,
27 New
Florida.
Rules in where? Florida.
Yeah.
And how them can get tickets.
newrulesfest.com.
Or just go on Alkaline page or something. All right, it says newrulesfest.com. You can purchase tickets. Yes, is it?
Yeah,
I think
think
it's
so.
newrulesfest.com and it's March
Link,
27th in Florida. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes. All right. So March 27th, New Rules in Florida. That's his the Alkaline show. Don't know. The last one here in Jamaica had record-breaking numbers. So yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Good. All right. That's it for Bwoyatingz podcast. Thank you so much once again for watching.
Man.
All right, guys. So that was the episode number 2 with Javi. It was, to be honest, it was a good conversation. Like we covered the basis of him as a person, and yeah, it was really good. The last part of the conversation about women needing monies for dates and things like that. We're going to talk about that on the radio show this Tuesday. So just ensure that you're watching or you're listening, I must say. This Tuesday, 8 to 11 o'clock on New Start 93 FM. We're going to be talking with Javi once again. So if you have any questions for him about this podcast episode, you can call in. Or you can also call in about the topic that we're going to be discussing. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, people, if you don't liking, sharing, and subscribing actually helps with us as local content creators. Remember, this Tuesday, 8 to 11 p.m. on New Start 93 FM is Bwoyatingz After Dark. Thank you so much. Remember, this episode was produced by the Bombcast. Their link will be in my description box. And yes, remember to follow me on all socials. My link would also be in the description box. And follow Javi's social. His link would also be there as well. Until next time, this was Bwoyatingz Podcast. I'll see you for episode number 3.